Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, dear students, today we shall talk about the new poet Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser was a poet whose the masterpiece was the Fairy Queen. Actually, he is famous for this epic. If you people are aware what epic is, so epic, if we want to simply define it as a grand poem about a grand personality in a grand style, this is an epic. Epic all the time consists of 12 books. Spenser, who has written the Fairy Queen, is actually a poem actually that is considered to be grand. Its theme is grand. The thing that is about is grand, etc. So it fulfills all the requirements of an epic poem. Now, if I say that Fairy Queen is an allegory as well, allegory that is having two meanings. It's a figurative device. Allegory is a literary composition. If we simply define it, allegory is a literary composition having two meanings: superficial meaning and hidden meaning. Actually, today we will talk about his life. Today, Edmund Spenser was born in East Smithfield, London, around the years 1552. However, there is still some ambiguity as to the exact date of his birth. But whatever his place and whatever is there of his place, whatever is there of his date of birth, we have nothing to do with it. Is if we say that his parenthood is obscure, but he was probably the son of John Spenser, a journeyman clothmaker, and we are not dealing to it. Actually, we will be dealing to him as a literary man. As I said, that we are just concerned, we are just related, we will be just talking about his poems, his poetry, his shorter poems. The first poem that he ever has written is the Shepherd's Calendar. Shepherds, the spelling of shepherds is different from the spelling of the current shepherd. Shepherd, Shepherdes, and calendar. Shepherd's Calendar is Edmund Spenser's first major work, which appeared in 1579. It emulates Virgil's eclogues of the first century BCE and eclogues of Mantuan by Baptista Mantuus, who was a late medieval, early Renaissance poet. And eclogue is a short pastoral poem. If we say that is the form of a that is in the form of a dialogue or soliloquy. Although all the months together form an entire year, each month stands alone as a separate poem. Editions of the late 16th and early 17th centuries include woodcuts for each month or poem, and thereby have a slight similarity to an emblem book, which combines a number of self-contained pictures and texts. Usually a short vignette saying or allegory with an accompanying illustration. The next poem that is considered to be not considered to be, but that is the masterpiece of Edmund Spenser, the Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen spelling is different from the Fairy Queen now. It was published in 1590, and the first three books of the Fairy Queen were published in 1590, and a second set of three books were published in 1590. Spenser originally indicated that he intended the poem to consist of 12 books. So the version of the poem we have today is incomplete. Despite this, it remains one of the longest poems in English language, having the new form of stanza that is called Spenserian stanza, consists of 9 lines. The first 2 lines are 3 lines or 4 lines of meters, iambic pentameters. The last line will be the longest one. It is an allegorical work and can be read on several levels of allegory, including as a praise of Queen Elizabeth in a completely allegorical context. The poem follows several knights in an examination of several virtues. In Spenser's A Letter of the Authors, he states that the entire epic poem is cloudily enwrapped in allegorical devices, and that the aim behind the Fairy Queen was to fashion a gentleman or noble person in virtuous and gentle discipline. We can say in short fashion, a gentleman or noble person in virtuous and gentle discipline, the proper study of mankind. We can say the proper study of mankind. It is allegory on the basis that superficially it tells you one story, but the hidden meaning, if we say hidden meaning, is something else. Superficially it is a story of a dragon, and a knight is there and a lady is there. A knight is fighting with that dragon, and etc. That is superficial, but actually it is a story of Protestantism and Catholicism. Actually it is a clash between these two sects, though both are Christians. There are some words, there are some names which are there, but it represents something else. It's actually a poem about Queen Elizabeth, and that dragon represents Catholicism. That is the Catholicism. He considers Catholicism as a dirty one. You will see with the when you are reading the poem. And Protestantism, they have shown it an elegant one.